What is good, YouTube? Quinn Wade basketball analysis coming to y'all with a quick video. We're going to talk about Markelle Fultz and the Orlando Magic agreeing to a 3-year, $50 million extension. Obviously, the Magic traded for Fultz during his second season in the NBA after Philly basically gave up and felt he wasn't going to be anything special. Let's try to get something in return, and he was able to give the Magic 12 points, 3 rebounds, and 5 assists. But he only played 27 minutes per game last season, and the Magic feel like he can be a franchise point guard for them. And they also gave Jonathan Isaac a 4-year, $80 million extension. Isaac was able to give them 11.9 points, 6.8 rebounds, 2.3 blocks, and 29 minutes per game last season, which a lot of people felt like he had huge upside, and that's why everybody had him going within the lottery. And he ended up becoming one of the better defenders in the league. And even though he got a major injury, the Magic feel like he's going to recover and be fine and still become possibly a two-way player in the future. It's going to be a huge setback because he's coming off a major injury, and we don't know how it's going to affect him, how he's going to play. Plus, he already wasn't great on the offensive end as is, so it's going to take him a little bit longer to get to that level because he has to recover. Plus, he has to get the rust off. Plus, he has to play out of it, which takes a lot of time. So, this is a huge setback for Jonathan Isaac as he was showing promise, and a lot of people were jumping on the bandwagon. A lot of people were saying that he's definitely going to have next in the next couple years. And now, it's just a monkey wrench through in his progress and his development. And, now we're just going to have to see how he bounced back. I'm a person that's a fan of Markelle Fultz. I do think that he was the number one pick because of his ability to be able to break down defenses, get to the paint, shoot off the dribble, play in the pick and roll. He was a NBA ready offensive player, and I feel like that was one of the biggest reasons why so many people fell in love with him in that draft. Obviously, he did not live up to the hype because his offense basically cratered because of his ability not to be able to shoot, which was really one of the biggest reasons why he was the number one pick. And both of these players are damaged goods at this point. They have both had significantly career altering injuries. And now they have to find ways to reinvent themselves and find ways to survive in this league. And these contracts will allow them to do that. Obviously, Jonathan Isaac is way more valuable than Markelle Fultz. And a lot of people were surprised that they was able to even reach a deal with Markelle Fultz just because he hasn't really shown enough to be basically worth the money that he's going to make now. And this is a deal that has potential. You pay some of these guys what they can possibly be in the future for you. You're not just paying them for what they are able to do. You're paying what you project them to be able to do. And Markelle Fultz played his best season last year for the Orlando Magic, and he seems like he's getting his confidence back. He seemed like he's getting his swagger back. His mid-range jumper is not polished as it used to be, but he's still getting that back. He's still getting his probing done and being able to get to the basket. I feel like he has turned down a lot of shots as he has got comfortable within the system. He's starting to become that aggressive aggro guy that we know him to be. And once his three-point shot comes back, he can be a decent 18, 19-point scorer once he starts being able to shoot again. The question is, will he be able to shoot again, as a lot of these signs that he has shown that he possibly could get back to at least being a decent pick and roll player, as he is a decent passer. He just doesn't have the adequate talent to really, become a great one. But he still is a decent decision maker. His defense isn't what it needs to be. I feel like he's a bad defender, as he can sometimes get lost and sometimes can be careless and sometimes don't put the maximum effort that you would need him to do if he's going to be a decent starter in this league. So to me, they're paying on what they gave up. They want to retain the asset. Obviously, they want to show Markelle folks that they believe in him, that he is a part of their future. And even though they didn't sign him to a 4 or 5 year deal, having him for 3 more years while he is still very, very young, you can see what he can become, and then you can make that decision if you want him to be, your franchise point guard in the future. It's hard to find one. They went through a lot of guys like Victor and obviously Alfred Payton and other guys, and now they're going through the trials and the tribulations with Markelle Fultz, and we're going to see if it pays off. This isn't a heavy long-term deal. You're not paying them incredible amount of money, and you're not locked into him for a long period of time. So I think this deal is smart for both sides. Markelle Fultz get a lot of money already on his rookie contract, and now he's going to make a little bit more than that. But also, we're going to see what he becomes in the future. Now, Jonathan Isaac, I feel, is a player that they had to do this. I feel like when you see his potential and you seen what he was able to do last season before the injury, it's obvious that he's going to be a main centerpiece and foundation for this team, as he showed that he can really be a high impact player in the league, especially once his offense start coming around. If he can knock down some threes, knock down some mid range, and be able to get to the paint and finish, he can be easily a 18, 20-point scorer in this league, plus being an elite defender, a decent rebounder, and a guy that can switch and guard multiple positions. You're not going to be able to find that. It's not too many players out there like that, and he's a rare, commodity right now. So it makes sense that you're showing them that you're all in on him. And just like Markelle Fultz, that's a confidence boost that you're willing to pay me. You're willing to show that you're willing to invest in me. And to me, that's something that a player will love to see. And that's something that the Magic have done for these two players. And a lot of teams are starting to do that. And, at the end of the day, the Magic are another one. But I done seen a lot of people that didn't really like these deals because both of these players aren't franchise changing players currently. But this is the situation the Magic are in. It's either you pay these guys or you go back to being terrible and trying to find guys. I don't really think these deals are crazy overpriced because of the potential that these guys can still become all-star caliber guys in the future if they continue to pan out and work out and develop them. You have to eventually retain these assets or flip them in the future if things don't work out. Other teams will be interested. It's better than letting them walk and letting them leave. You at least get something back in return or get a piece that you want in return. And the Magic are going to be mediocre. They're not going to be a championship team as currently constructed, but you worry about that in the future. You don't worry about that right now. Right now, it's just about showing guys that you all in on them. It's about showing them that you feel that these guys can really make you a special team, and you want to prove that by giving them their contracts. And then you live and die by this decision. So to me, I'm not as mean and as, disappointed in these contracts. To me, this is what you have to do when you have young players. So they might be damaged goods. They might not look that good in their first 2 years of this contract. But, a lot of these players don't start getting, to where they need to be until year two. These two guys, injuries put them back. Injuries made them less valuable, and now we're going to have to see 1 or 2 years from now what they become. And then, Orlando can decide what they're going to be. But this team isn't going to be great. This team isn't going to be a championship team. They are committing a lot of money to this team, and the results are just not there. The wins are just not there. But like I said, you retain the asset and you figure out all that in the future. And then you start building your team, building your brand, building your identity, and then you just figure out those things, as they come. So we don't know how these guys going to be. We don't know how good they're going to be in the future, and if they can stay healthy. They already shown signs that they can get better and they can be quality starters. Now it's just about trying to get them to that next level and healthy, and then after that, you just figure out what they're going to be and what you're going to do. Other than that, check out my website, analysisplayground.com. Link will be in the description, comment section below. Check out my Facebook page, analysisplayground.com. Link in the description, comment section below. Like on Facebook to show support. Thanks for everybody that checks it out. Thanks for everybody that likes. Thanks for everybody that continues to support the channel in their own way. Whether it's buying merchandise that's exclusively on my Facebook page, you can check out my Facebook page. You can change the color of the hat, change the color of the shirt, customize it the way you want it to be, and message me. I can get it shipped out to you. You can also find exclusive merchandise on my spread shirt that will also be in the description comment section below. Also, if you're new to the channel, you can check out my older videos. I have over 2,000, so if you feel like you want to see more, I got content that range from breakdowns of players, legends, rookies, and also summer league coverage, summer league breakdowns, draft coverage, free agency, trade deadline, playoff predictions, top 10 lists, season previews, and I upload every single day. So if you love that type of content, this is the channel for you, as that's something that I do offer. Also, liking and sharing if you don't want to buy merchandise is another way you can support the channel. The more people that see it, the more people that reach it, the more better it is for me, and that's another way you can help the channel out. So at the end of the day, you can also let me know what you guys feel in the comment section below. I read every comment, and I like hearing what you guys have to say. This is a big deal because they are committing a lot of money to this team, and they haven't really became one of the better ones. They've been good enough to sneak into the playoffs, but they never was better than that. So Orlando fans, that's something that they don't like. So whatever you feel about it, let me know in the comment section below. Other than that, Quinn Wade, basketball analysis, signing out.